Welcome, everybody. We're happy to have you here today. Today, we're talking about RNL Answers, one of RNL's new AI products within our Edge portfolio. So we're excited to share not only an overview of Answers, but to do a live demo for you, to walk through some of the really powerful use cases that you and your rest of your campus can use Answers for. So my name is Austin Kelso. I am our product manager for RNL Answers. I've been with RNL for about 2 years. But my background is in higher education, so I spent a good part of my career working directly on campus in enrollment management. And I'll allow Freedy, my colleague, to introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Freedy. I'm an AI solutions consultant here at RNL. I'm on month 6, so unlike Austin, I'm still really learning everything about higher ed. I have conversational AI startup background as a solution architect and product owner. Thanks, Austin.
So what is RNL Answers? Well, let's start there before we hop into the demos that Freedy is going to do. RNL Answers is your get work done tool. You can think about it as an AI assistant built specifically for higher education. An assistant that can help you answer questions or organize qualitative data and content, create personalized content, streamline processes, right? There's obviously a lot there. So our goal today is to show you what this actually looks like in practice. But Answers is a multi-purpose generative AI solution. So when you think of Answers, think of all of the benefits and features and user experience of popular commercially available GPT type products. So as a result, you can really use Answers for a really wide range of what we would consider standard generative AI functions. So what does that mean? Things like, hey, help me draft this batch email that we need to send out to prospective students, or help me reply to this email that I was from my boss, or help me organize and summarize these meeting notes, or I don't know, even things like help me brainstorm themes for our office holiday party, right? But when we built Answers, we wanted to allow higher education to be able to use this tool and go a level deeper with how you can securely use a large language model product like Answers. So Answers, as a result, is privately hosted for your institution. And this means that everything that you put into Answers stays in Answers. So we wanted to make sure that you felt comfortable using this tool securely. And that means that if you want to submit confidential information within a prompt, if you are submitting PII, if you're submitting sensitive information that really you don't want getting out of your institution, you can do that securely with Answers. And you can feel good knowing that on our end, we're not leveraging that to do anything other than create your intended deliverable. So for example, we're not using that to say, go ahead and retrain our model behind the scenes. We also built Answers with another really exciting feature, which is called our document library. And that document library allows the large language model to reference specific information about your institution when you're using the tool. So I think about this as your ability to have a conversation with your institutional knowledge. So when you're building that document library, you can fill it with really anything about your institution. So think about things as simple as basic FAQs, right, that may support an enrollment team as they're having conversations with prospective students, or lengthy and robust HR documentation that you want your institution to be able to have a conversation with during open enrollment, for example, all the way to potentially sensitive information like application evaluation rubrics, right? So this document library supports the large language model when you're using Answers to make sure that when you are submitting prompts and getting returns from that, that you know that that information is accurate, especially when it pertains to specific questions relative to your institution, your processes, and your documentation. So the beauty of Answers is the wide range of functions that you can use it for, right? And so I want to pass it over to Freedy to walk you through some of those examples of how you can use this, not just in enrollment management or fundraising, right? But as we mentioned before, things like HR. So I'm going to pass the screen share over to Freedy, and I will let her take it away.
Thanks, Austin. And with that, we'll jump right into some demos. Our first use case will be an example where I want to ask an HR-related question. In this case, I've just gone on some business travel and I'm a new employee, or maybe I'm an old employee who has forgotten kind of the latest and greatest things that we do around travel expenses, and I want to ask a question while also being able to submit my report on time. So I'm going to ask the tool, what are the policies for travel reimbursement regarding meals and entertainment? In this case, I'm going to fix my spelling, but if I had a small typo, the tool would understand me as well. What it's doing right now is taking the documentation that we have uploaded into our document library to create a factually relevant and accurate response. So in this case, according to our policies, travelers will be reimbursed for meals taken with clients or prospects where a specific business discussion takes place. I'm thinking, okay, I did go out with a friend. It wasn't business related, but we chatted about work. Let me see if I can get that reimbursed. If I saw a family friend while on business travel and we went to the movies, could I expense that? The tool is again taking that information it has to create a response. According to our policy, personal meals are defined as meal expenses incurred by the traveler when dining alone on an out-of-town business trip. If I wanted to be extra sure, since this is about my expenses, I can click down and see the sources that it used. I'll see it used the RNL travel policy of February 2024, which is the latest travel policy that we have. I can feel pretty good that this is an accurate response. I could also click on it to open it up if I wanted extra confirmation. Now that my HR question has been answered, let me ask the tool another question. In this case, I'm going to switch categories. Categories allow you to have one tool for a variety of different groups and constituents within your institution. In this case, I'm going to be a gift officer and looking for some marketing questions. So I'm going to click into the marketing category. You can make these categories available to different groups, so you wouldn't need to have all of these categories if you had answers, but this is kind of how you could break down the different documents within your library to make sure that the responses you're getting are most relevant to you and what you're looking to do. So here, I need some marketing copy. I'm a gift officer getting ready to go to a potential donor's home. And I'm going to tell the tool that, because when we're prompt engineering, we want to make sure that we're giving the tool as much information and relevant information to create a relevant response, much as if you were talking to a colleague, you would give them this context. So I'll say, can you summarize campus projects so that I can share them with the donor during my visit? There's lots going on campus. I'm sure we're all feeling that, so I want to make sure I'm up to date with the latest stuff that's going on. The tool now is going through only documents that have been uploaded within our marketing category to make sure it's giving me that relevant information. You can share the following campus projects with the donor. At RNLU, we're committed to creating a vibrant and engaging learning environment. An example, we've renovated and redesigned Clayton University Center. We have another ambitious renovation happening at the Goodman Campus Athletic Complex. Our business innovation building is growing, and the Live View building is also being built. I have an in-depth understanding of what each of these buildings are. I know that they're being built, and I can dive deeper if I wanted to. I could ask the tool, tell me more about the Live View building, or maybe while I'm talking to the potential donor, they're asking me about the Clayton University Center. I can go in, quickly ask the tool, and it can give me a robust response with cited sources. So I could even, in a dream scenario, say, hey, I can send this report over to you so you can dive deeper as well. This allows you for factual information, with quick responses.
And I love, Freddie, you bring up there, obviously this is a use case of preparing for a visit, but as you mentioned, this is really helpful, I think, when you're on the road. And you can think about how many to-do list items that grow from a road trip. If I'll get back to you, let me look that up. You can satisfy those on the road, whether you're with a donor or with a prospective student. You have all the institutional knowledge right at your fingertips with answers. So it's a great kind of road companion for our higher education colleagues.
Yeah, thank you, Austin. Great call out. And with that, I'll jump into another question. This question will be a little bit more open-ended, so I'll open the new chat, go to the general question category, and ask away. In this case, I'm preparing a brief report on the preferred methods of engagement and communication between prospective students' families and the institution. So I'm going to type that all out. I am preparing a brief report on the preferred methods of engagement and communication between prospective students, families, and the institution based on their survey responses. So the tool knows who's relevant in my prompt. I have these survey responses, and I'm going to tell it the type of response I want. Please create a report that summarizes the following responses. Now, what I could do is take the responses that I've gathered and upload them as a document into the document library, and then cite that specific document in my prompt. But that's a bit much for just this simple question, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste all of the survey responses directly into the prompt. You can see I've pasted a lot, so there's no real limit to what you can put into the prompt. So here I've put all these responses in. It's going to go through that and give me that report because that's what I've asked for. Scrolling back down, and as it's thinking through, you can really see this tool be that first foundational step to get you from having that blank page to having something on your page that you can then review, edit, and have ready to go out. Here, it's giving me this report that I've asked for. Here are the top 10 desired outcomes, more frequent and transparent communication being an example. You can scroll down to talk about common themes. Communication and transparency are essential for parent-student engagement and satisfaction. Better communication with faculty and staff is necessary for positive parent-student experience, and some actionable recommendations based on the insights we gathered. In this case, we're not citing a specific document because the document we really asked it to look through was directly within the prompt. Now that we've kind of gone through 3 different scenarios, asking an HR question, trying to get campus-related information as a gift officer, preparing a report based on a large amount of survey data, we can also look into how we could ask questions within specific groups within your institution. For example, if you're an enrollment officer or somebody working within the enrollment team, you could say, new chat, I'm in enrollment. You could use these frequently asked prompts to jump right in and ask the tool questions about your institution's knowledge, or if you have a specific question, you can go ahead and do that as well. In this case, I'm going to ask, what are the key components of a successful SEP? Provide examples of successful SEP outcomes. Again, I'll leave that little typo in there just so you can see that the tool still understands me if I'm kind of talking in a natural way. I don't have to be perfect all the time. Now it's taking the information that we've uploaded specifically within enrollment to provide the response. According to the provided context, the key components of a successful SEP are leadership, data orientation, communication, among others. It's giving me these numbers because that's what it's using to cite the sources. So I can go in, say, I'm not so sure about change readiness. I haven't really heard about that. I could read up in that within 5 and 7, as that's the documents that it's citing. I'll click into it so you can see it live. It'll even highlight exactly what information it's using to pull and create that response. So say you were thinking, okay, well, this 2023 book chapter is actually outdated. We have a 2024 version. You could then ask the tool to cite that instead if it was uploaded in your document library. So ultimately, while the tool is helping you answer your questions, you're still the owner of your knowledge, and the tool is working for you and not doing your job. You're still the owner of your tasks and what you're doing. Another example, we'll go to graduate online. I'll start a new chat, go into the graduate online category, and really what this is doing is making sure that the questions and answers that it's providing are within the correct realm in your institution. So here, what are the major takeaways from RNL's 2023 Graduate Student Recruitment Report? Please provide them in bullet points with added details for each. Again, a good practice for being a good prompt engineer is making sure the tool knows exactly what you're looking for. It could have provided it in paragraphs, in essay form, or even as a blog post. So it's important that you're saying what you want for the tool to give you that response. It's filtering through that graduate online documentation, and here, just as expected, providing those bullets that I asked. Graduate education is a cornerstone of institutional sustainability. Students expect timely and personalized responses. Personalization is key. Again, as always, the tool is transparent, citing what sources it used. With that, I'll show you a quick sneak peek into the document library. So if we're looking at the sources, saying the 2023 Graduate Marketing Report, we can go up into this right-hand corner to click this document icon and find all the documents that we have and their specific categories. So here in this Graduate Online category, you can see all of the reports that we have uploaded for this specific group. You could easily upload a document that you want on your own, so you can upload your latest documents, and they will all sit right here. You could also easily delete documents. Whatever it is that you're looking to do, you have access directly into the knowledge that the tool is pulling answers from. And now, for our last example, we'll look at student success. So I'll create a new chat, open up that student success piece, and say, propose 10 ways to support student success efforts. Make sure to add details for each item. You can see how in this case, it's important to be within the student success category, because otherwise it would understand what student success is, but maybe pull from all information that we have uploaded. In this case, we know that it's only using information we thought was relevant to student success, because that's the category we're in. Here are 10 ways to support student success efforts. Develop a written retention plan. Improve faculty advising. Implement a student satisfaction survey. You can see that Answers is really that one-stop shop to interacting and talking with your institution's knowledge in a way that is specifically designed for the look and feel and information that your university and institution has. With that, Austin, is there anything you would like to add as I just asked my final demo question?
No, that was great, Freedy. I think the one thing I want to clarify is you actually want to head back to those categories that we have available. You know, as you're thinking about Answers, what you're looking at here is an RNL instance of Answers. So these are the ways that we have decided to categorize our documents for our own work. But as you think about this tool, you can think about how your category structure may be different for your institution. So, you know, maybe you won't have a marketing folder or a set folder. You may have something else that makes sense for you and your use cases on your campus. So you can customize what kind of categories and document types that you want to have in there. This is just what we have for our internal instance for our company.